Nick Crispin took the win at the first of 3 races at Pembrey in South Wales, putting him at the top of the championship standings heading into race 2. With 3 races and 3 different winners so far in a season, the fight at the front was looking to get ever more interesting as the season unfolds. But the stories don't just lay at the front of the field, so we took a moment with Sam Archer to find the personality behind the face of the young rookie.
Hi, Sam Archer, 2CV driver for Team Archer's Lion, car number 79.
Would you rather be loved or feared?
Feared. Make everyone else nervous.
Is there anything about this season that scares you?
Nothing. Nothing. Feel it.
Can you win a race this season?
Big ass. But probably today.
Today?
No, probably not today.
Though only 3 answers to some seemingly pointless questions were actually usable due to sound issues, fire the sound engineer, Sam is confident, friendly and fearless. With a team behind him, but has proven time and time again that they know how to win. It's safe to say that it won't be long until the name Archer is on the top step of the podium. For some, Pembrey is another opportunity for some solid points. For others, race 2 is a race of redemption. The 20 car of Robert Dawson will be looking for more after a steering rack failure put him out in race 1 and an electrical issue put him towards the back of the grid in qualifying. His main objective will be to finish race 2. Matthew Hollis, after a crash at turn 1 and subsequent DNF, will be looking just to get a lap in. And a 42 car of Martin Sunderland failed to start race 1 at all. Enter Dieselgate. Now, I'm not talking about the extortionate price of diesel at the moment. I'm talking about the difference between petrol and diesel. One thing you need to get right before you go racing is 2 different things, petrol and diesel. Luckily, the BARC were around to ask Martin Sunderland what went wrong.
Right, I'm here with Martin Sunderland, final race of the day. 2CVive coming up very shortly. And Martin, you just told me it's going through an engine change.
Yes, unfortunately, the previous engine failed actually on the grid, so I didn't actually get to do the first race.
Oh, no.
Quite unfortunate, really.
That is unfortunate, Martin. That is a shame. So how did the engine fail?
Yes, so they've actually got the engine changed, but ironically, it's taking more time to start it up than what it has to actually change the engine.
Yeah, you seem to be avoiding the question here, Martin.
The engine.
Why is that then?
There's like an unknown misfire, which so they're just trying to track it down now. It'll be a wire or cable or something.
No, unfortunately, you didn't quite get it. It was actually because you put diesel where there was supposed to be petrol. Do we all remember when I made it clear there was a difference between diesel and petrol? Unfortunately, this is what happens when you forget. All jokes aside, it was a race against time for the team at Taron Tete Rouge to get the issue sorted. The team worked very hard to get the engines changed and tirelessly to try and figure out what was wrong. The issue is, the one thing the team did not supply was fuel. And so, with race 2 approaching, they were all out of ideas. Andrew Ball starts on pole for race 2 with his teammates setting an identical lap time in 2nd place. The 2 leaders from race 1, 3rd and 4th respectively, on a 2nd row of the grid. Our star Sam Archer starts 7th with Ethan Sparrow ahead in 5th. Further down the grid, the likes of Martin Royman, who will be looking for a top 10, starts 12th. Martin Sunderland should be starting 16th, but unfortunately issues had not yet been resolved for the 42. Robert Dawson, who should be starting 17th, will start from the pit lane. The grid for race 2 then was set, and the first 7 minutes was an absolute masterclass in 2CB racing from the top 3 in the championship. Cue the cinematics.
Here we go then for race 2. Nick Crispin looking for another win. It's a front row lockout for Citroën. Jones White looking to gain places early. Here comes Ethan Sparrow.
First time, Rob Dawson joining in from the pit lane in the background. Nick Crispin is going to have a look for the lead here. Side by side for third, Sparrow and Seb Jones White. Brian Heary being caught out on the outside. He's going to have to take to the grass. They funnel their way through the hairpin, and Brian Heary's dropped right back.
Alec Graham already up to 10.
He's got the window fogged up into P5 for the lead. Here comes one of the Team Lion cars. Is in. He's where he's strong. Heary and
The top 3 making a break for it already.
the 5 come trying to lead. Seb Jones White bringing Ryman's TV part. As the cars ran wide, they came back in, and there's the contact, and the wing came flying off. Hollis Motors shortly, and Repo's tearing. Daniel Shesh.
Andrew Bull is all over him. He can't make a mistake.
There's back wheel arches, isn't it? Andrew Bull is all over our race 25.
He's gone wide. He's left the door open for both of them.
Running in the 55, side by side for the lead, now dragging his way into the lead is Andrew Bull in the turquoise machine. And look at Nick Crispin, he's going to try and make it 3 wide. Bull's going to be swallowed up on the run into Honda Curve. That's it. Wide down towards the hairpin. This could end in tears. They've got to be careful here. Bull's back. I think Bull's got the tighter line. He's done it. Jones White cuts back underneath. Lost Rob Dawson somewhere into the start of the kicks as we which I think, never mind that, because look at the way these 3 are going. Side's going to be 5 for the lead shortly.
Here comes Sparrow and Heary.
He's now 40 over the lead.
Sometimes one move at the wrong time breaks everything. The leaders had worked seamlessly together to pull away. One mistake from Jones White created an opening for Bull and Crispin. The result was a half a lap side by side, and the gap that once was eroded. Suddenly, Brian Heary and Ethan Sparrow were back in the mix. Brian had driven the absolute wheels off of the 92 car after a first corner off, and Sparrow had done well to stay in touch after losing the toe early on. But whilst the 3 leaders had worked like a peloton, Brian Heary wanted no more than to be at the front and made a move the second he reached the trio. Contact with a 13 car pulled Jones White, Heary and Sparrow out of the tow. Whilst Brian hung on just enough to be able to close the gap back up, it was a mistake later on in the lap where he went wide that opened the gap up just a little too much. Heary, Sparrow and Jones White were now fighting for third, with Graham wanting to get involved as well, and if they wanted to catch back up to the leaders of Andrew Bull and Nick Crispin, they would have to work together. At the same time, Martin Ryman and Sam Archer were looking to close up to the lead pack while scrapping for 7th. And the midfield fight between Simon Turner, Chris Yates, Max Wire and Glenn Oswin was all going, with the quartet changing positions lap after lap in a bid to take 9th place on the road.
5.5 minutes still to go. Brian Heary does some grass tracking out of Brooklands.
Simon Turner's holding steady.
Have eyes on their headlamps. Couldn't do it for the 24-hour, obviously, because the headlamps have to be used. But for the sprint race. You can certainly sense the sound of several cars behind it at the moment. Well, that's what 2CVive's car. Meanwhile, here are the leaders. It's Bull against Crispin.
Bull and Crispin are walking away now.
Stewards as well. Yeah, the two Team Lion cars mixed up. There's Max.
There are moments as a driver when you find perfection. Some call it flow state or the zone. Ayrton Senna famously called it the tunnel. A period of heightened focus, effortlessness, a subconscious state of perfection. The conscious mind stops overthinking and driving becomes instinctual. The car an extension of one's body. Being completely at one with the car is a feeling all drivers long to achieve. Some never find it. Some touch but never hold. And some are able to open the door and step inside at will. In the closing stages of the race, Andrew Bull and Nick Crispin looked to me to be right there, locked in, leaving the rest of the pack in their dust. The only question now is whose tunnel is fastest. But is it ever that simple?
Leaders are pulling away, and Jones White's in trouble. And now Ethan Sparrow's got a chance.
With a four-way fight now for third place, Andrew Bull and Nick Crispin were driving away from the pack, lap after lap, extending the gap. Meanwhile, in the mid-pack, Simon Turner was under pressure from the likes of Max Wyer, Glenn Oswin and Chris Yates. With 1.5 minutes remaining, Nick Crispin was on the attack. But that Miami blue car held firm and heading into the final lap looked to have everything under control. But no one was expecting what happened next. See, the thing about racing is that being the quickest driver or having the quickest car is only 70% of the job. That final 30% is always down to Lady Luck. For Crispin and Bull, it was almost certain that one of them was going to win this race. The cards so far had fallen in their favour. But that's the thing. You can never, ever be sure until you cross that line. On the final lap, Bull's engine gave way. A catastrophic failure just as he was beginning to taste the champagne on his lips. With such a sudden and serious change of speed, Crispin was caught off guard and almost span out completely, but was able to just about keep it going. For Bully, the race was over. Whilst Crispin lost ground, he was still in the race. For Jones White, however, well, he couldn't believe his luck. With Jones White now leading and Nick Crispin back down in fourth, it was a matter of 2 corners and a straight for the win. Heary and Graham were still a threat, however, and with Sebastian now leading with no toe, it still wasn't over.
Crispin trying to recover that lost ground. He looks to the outside, but there's nothing there. Brian Heary's closing on the leader.
Number 13 of Seb Jones White. I think he's just about going to hold off Brian Heary, is he?
Andrew Bull left race 2 pointless. Mick Crispin finished but missed out on the podium to a spectacular drive from the back of the grid by Alec Graham. Martin Ryman edged out Sam Archer in a race-long battle for 7th, and Glenn Oswin came out on top in that four-way battle for 9th place. Victory, however, goes to that white and gold number 13. Unlucky for some, but for Jones White, well, he couldn't believe his luck.
This is turning out to be a very good day for this man right here, Sebastian.
Hey,
What a day! What does that mean?
Oh my gosh! Well done, man. Cheers, man. Thank you, mate. Oh, I was sitting there in 3rd, watching them battle, and I thought, I can't catch them. I'm not quick enough down the straight. I'll just wait. It was a drag to the line. Oh my god, brilliant!
Well
I didn't know
done.
whether I'd won till I got here, because it was so close. Oh.
I'll tell you something, right? It's never over until it's over. You stay in right to the end, don't you?
That's it.
Never
Keep
give
going.
up, Sebastian.
Never give up.
Come on.
Keep going.
Are you here tomorrow? Endurance race?
Yeah, we're here tomorrow. I've got Luca's racing with me in my car.
Where's Luke?
Luca.
Drive for it.
This is the dream team for tomorrow.
Let's, yeah, here's Luca. He's racing tomorrow. Hey, you got some teammate here, haven't you?
Oh, what a teammate. You can't ask for a better one, really.
Brian, hey, it's good to see you.
Thank you.
That was a good race, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good race.
Just got to stay right there to the end, haven't you?
Well, I wasn't there at the beginning. I had a bad start and then I missed a gear and dropped to about 8.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
So you dropped down.
But more disappointing, in the first race I've been disqualified for passing under double yellow. That must have been a close finish then.
It was. It was a great race. Look, try and come on, have a smile.
Yeah,
come on, Brian, have a smile.
Well, it's been an old age pensioner, you see, fighting against these young lads.
Well, I tell you, you've got the speed, don't you? Come on, he's still there.
Yeah.
They can still learn a thing or two, couldn't they?
Yeah.
Top man, well done. Right, I think that is... I had Nick actually down in 3rd place, not too sure where he is, but there we go. That is it for day 1 here at Pembrey. More action coming up, more 2CVs tomorrow. Don't forget, that 1.5 hour.
There's something about this championship, this club, this collection of passionate, fiercely competitive yet unwaveringly kind human beings. No matter how hard the fall, no matter how hard the war, every single member, every winner and every loser, every friend you roped into coming to watch some racing, and every stranger you met in the toilet at 2 a.m, they all walk away from a 2CV weekend with a smile on their face, a new friend, and a handful of memories that will last a lifetime.
And he couldn't make it, but I'm just happy he's watching.
That one's for you, Grandad.
Yeah, that's one's for you, Grandad.
Who are all these people over here? Are they?
This is my nan.
Nan, you proud?
Oh, so proud. So proud.
This is what it's all about.
Yeah, it certainly is. Yeah, that was really good. That was wonderful.
My name is Sebastian Jones White. I race for Podium Motorworks in Car 30.
One thing people don't understand about this championship.
How great it is. It's the closest racing you'll ever find pretty much anywhere.
You say you don't need me, but I'm the only one you call whenever you're lost. You say you got somewhere to be, but you've been here since yesterday with your phone turned off. Mind's doing all the talking, but have you asked your heart? Sounds like a good place to start. Your feeling seems to be left in the dark. Defeated, crying, screaming, but what if you ask your heart? Sounds like a good place to start. sounds like a good place to start. Your feeling seems to be left in the dark. Defeated, I am screaming.